Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shabbat Shalom, right? Kalalayim, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim, pushing this truth all over the earth. Yahweh being the true name of the Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai being the true name of the Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. And to the Aqua listening, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp here in Toronto with another lesson. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, title of this lesson, show me the leader, right? Show me the leader and I'll show you the men. I'll know the men, right? And this is based on some jabbing going forth within Congress, within the governments, right? And it's based on two articles. One from One America, where Giuliani is saying Biden is mentally unfit, and the other one, Trump refusing to commit a peaceful handover of government. Woo! Kalalayim Alahayanawa Yahweh Shem Shai, Bashem Rakakadash. Right? The Most High is making moves, man. Right? He's making moves. But yeah, we'll grab this precept. Salakia. We'll grab this article, both these articles, then we'll grab some precepts.
Well, the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, says out of compassion, the time has come for Joe Biden's family to pull him off the campaign trail amid speculation surrounding his mental fitness. On America's Richard Pollack reports.
On September 20th, presidential candidate Joe Biden mistakenly claimed that 200 million Americans have died from the coronavirus. It's the latest example of Biden's gaps, and it continues to raise concerns about his fitness for the presidency. Here is the candidate speaking in Philadelphia.
200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
In fact, the official number is 200,000, not 200 million. Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani told One America News he believes Joe Biden now is mentally unfit to serve as president. Giuliani, who himself previously ran for the presidency in 2008, said Biden can't meet the rigors of the campaign trail or of the presidency.
He can't function. He can't get through 2 or 3 sentences and make sense. He gets numbers so confused it's pathetic.
Giuliani, who now serves as President Trump's personal attorney, expressed sadness and compassion toward Biden. He asks out loud why the Biden family hasn't intervened to remove him from the campaign.
I don't understand why his family lets him do this.
Giuliani also slammed the mass media for covering up Biden's obvious mental impairment.
The only way he gets away with it is because the press sucks up to him. But you listen to a performance of his, even the good ones, and he'll say something like, 200 million people died of COVID. And he'll just go on. He wouldn't even know he did it.
He charges it's a crime to force Biden through a presidential campaign while he's suffering from mental impairment.
I know, that should really be a crime. It should be a crime to do that. It should be a crime to run a man who's mentally impaired for president of the United States in the most difficult job in the world, in which his right decisions and wrong decisions can mean whether people live or die.
For One America News, this is Richard Pollack from Washington.
Want to see more?
Yeah, One America News. So yeah, some precepts came to mind. Mark chapter 3, verse 24, right? If Satan cast out Satan, right? And us in this truth, we know that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, we know that the Most High is behind all of this. You know what I mean? And we know that both sides are on the same side. Both parties speaking as a dragon. But a matter of fact, let's get that before we start, man. Revelations. Revelation 13, verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb. 2 horns like a lamb. Those 2 horns are symbolic of the 2 political parties of the beast system. Beginning with Rome, birth with Rome, So the American political parties follow the system. Salakia is the architect designed after the system of Rome, the beast system, right? Two parties. What is it? Democrats and Republicans, right? Two horns, the two parties. Like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, right? Dragon meaning draconian. The Latin word for dragon is dracon, right? Draconian, spake as a dragon. They enforce draconian decrees, right? So we know they're on the same side, right? That's where two horns like a lamb. They're on the same side. Let's get that precept we're going to get. Mark 3 and 24. Mark chapter 3, verse 24. And it reads, and it's red letter, so this is straight from our Lord's mouth, Adawan, Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Straight from his mouth. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand, right? So if a kingdom, anything, if there's turmoil and dissension amongst themselves, it can't stand. Yahushua said this. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Right? And we're seeing it right now, man. Giuliani saying Biden's unfit. Right? The press asking Trump if he can guarantee a peaceful handover of the government. And he's like refusing to comment. Let's look at that right now. And this came out of the Independent. And this came out yesterday evening.
Mr. President, real quickly, win, lose, or draw in this election, will you commit here today for a peaceful transfer of power after the election? And there has been rioting in Louisville, there's been rioting in many cities across this country, red and your so-called red and blue states. Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transfer of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens. You know that I've been complaining very strongly about the ballots, and the ballots are a disaster.
I understand that, but people are rioting. Do you commit to making sure that there's a peaceful transfer of power?
We want to get rid of the ballots, and we'll have a very peaceful. There won't be a transfer, frankly. There'll be a continuation. The ballots are out of control. You know it. And you know who knows it better than anybody else? The Democrats know it better than anybody else. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Most High is at work, man. You see me? If Satan casteth out Satan, right? The Most High is at work. Let's get another precept. Psalms 75, verse 7, and this is we're validating right here with this precept right here that the Most High is the author of this. Psalm 75, verse 7, and it reads, "But Yahweh, the Most High, is the judge. He putteth down one," right? He takes out one power and setteth up another, and sets up another power. Right? The Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is behind this, man. Right? He's putting that spirit of Egyptian against Egyptian from the top on down. The title of this lesson, show me your leaders, show me the leader, right? And I'll show you the men. Isaiah 19, chapter 2. And the spirit of Egyptian against Egyptian is going forth. Isaiah 19, verse 2, and it reads, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians," spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom. America the Great, Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon, right? "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother," right? Fight everyone against his brother. We're seeing sedition amongst men. We're seeing civil unrest, right? So-called BLMs, right? Being agitators, right? Boogaloo boys, right? The feds them, the police them, right? Against civilians, primarily Israelites. Israel being a people before a place. The so-called indigenous, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Negro, right? That's what we're seeing. And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, right? And this is the spirit that is on Babylon the Great right now. This is the spirit. You know what I mean? The Most High's at work. Let's get another precept. Lamentations 4. Lamentations 4 verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, right? Live it up, so to speak. O daughter of Edom, right? Right? Edom, Esau. The wicked. Those that are in power. Job 9:24. The wicked, the earth is given over into the hand of the wicked. Right? Malachi 1 and 4. The wicked, Esau, Edom. Right? Genesis, let's get it. Show you who the wicked is. Who Edom is. Genesis 25 verse 25. Genesis 25 verse 23. And Yahweh said unto her, all caps, Lord, Yahweh, said unto her, two nations, her being Isaac's wife, Rebecca, right? Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger, right? The twins that were born, Jacob and Esau, right? Right? Verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And here's the point. Verse 25. And the first came out red. Red. Let's go to this Genesis 25, verse 25. Let's look up this. Genesis 25, verse 25. Just feed the lambs, edify. You see me? Genesis 25, verse 25. Red. Let's look it up in the Hebrew. And the first came out red.
Strong's H132. Admoni.
Admoni. Red, ruddy, of Esau as infant, right? Red. You can see the blood through his skin, right? Esau. Genesis 25 verse 25 once again. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, right? The patriarch, the father, the progenitor of the Edomites. All right, let's go back to Lamentations 4 verse 21. So we've established who these precepts are talking about. Lamentations 4 verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. Right, Uz was an ancient Edomite city, capital city. Right? The cup also shall pass through unto thee, the cup of the Most High's indignation. Right? Matter of fact, let's get that. We were reading a precept, Psalm 75. Let's get that. The cup. Psalm 75 verse 6. Psalm 75 verse 8. For in the hand of Yahweh, all caps, Lord, there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. So this cup is full of the Most High's indignation, his wrath, his anger, his judgments. That's what's in this cup. And all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. The wicked are going to drink it, man. We've established Malachi 1 and 4 who the wicked are. You know what? Let's just get it since we mentioned it. Malachi 1 verse 4. Malachi 1 verse... Malachi 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom, right, wicked E, Esau, we are impoverished. Salaki, let me read that again. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, right? This is Edom saying we're impoverished, right? Impoverished, let's look up the word impoverished. Impoverished, just edify, you see me? Feed the flock. You know what I mean? Impoverished. So Esau in this precept here is saying we are impoverished. They are, right? Impoverished. Impoverish. Poor. Make poor. Right? We are poor. Lacking money or resources. We are poor. Whereas Edom, Esau, saith, we are impoverished, poor, but we will return and build the desolate places, right? Right? This is symbolic of the return from being impoverished, right? The Dark Ages, iconoclasm, the Renaissance. You see me? Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, right? They build. We're within that infrastructure of them building. This system, this beast system, today, the last days, the fourth beast, we're within that right now, where they build it up, right? But the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is saying he will throw down, right? They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, right? Here's the point, the border of wickedness. So we're establishing right here in this precept right here who the wicked are, man. The border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh Bashem Yahushai hath indignation forever. Anger, righteous anger, forever. Let's go back to Lamentation 4 verse 21. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. See me? Lamentations 4 verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, Esau, wicked E, the wicked, the border of wickedness, that dwellest in the land of Uz, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Right? So rejoice, live it up right now, man. Because that cup's coming. Deuteronomy 30 verse 7. That cup's coming. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Right? That cup is coming, man. Verse 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Zion, the children, the sons of Israel. Israel being a people before a place. The so-called indigenous, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Negroes. Zion meaning monument. The Most High's monument. Right? So the punishment is going to be is finished, it's accomplished on the daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. No more captivity. This is the last captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. So Esau, Edom, the wicked, the border of wickedness, they're going to experience the wrath of the Most High. He will discover thy sins. Khan. Right? So we're seeing a spiral out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem and Washai. We went into establishing who the wicked E's are, you know what I mean? But we're seeing it spiral out of control, man. And it's the Most High set this up. You know, we're seeing Satan cast out Satan. The Most High set it up. The Most High put the spirit on them. You see me? Daniel chapter 4 verse. Let's get another precept. Just edify, you know what I mean? Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers. This is the prophet Daniel saying this. And the demand by the word of the holy ones. Right? The Most High is putting this forward. The demand of the Most High's word. Right? To the intent that the living may know. Right? The living may know that this is. Right? To the intent that the living may know that the Most High. So the living knows that the Most High. ruleth in the kingdom of men. Them wicked elites, they know the Most High rules. That's why they're the accuser of the brethren, day and night, accusing, trying to get their birthright back. Revelation 12 verse 12. 12 verse, matter of fact, let's get it since we mentioned it, man. The accuser of their brethren. They know the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. Revelation 12 verse 11, if I'm not mistaken. No, Salakia, accuser of their brethren. Let's look it up. Right? They know the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. So they accuse day and night. Accuser of Revelation 12 verse 10. You see that? I looked right at it. Revelation 12 verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation. Right? Salvation to who? The Israelites. And strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser being the ease, wicked Esau, right? Of our brethren, right? Our brethren, his brother, Jacob, which is cast down, which accused them, which accused who? Jacob, before our power, day and night. And that's what wicked E has done, man. Accuser of thy brethren day and night. Back to Daniel 4 verse 17. You see me? Edify. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Right? The Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. The wicked elites know the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Earth is given over in the hand of the wicked. Job 9 and 24. Right? It's only Jake that don't know that the Most High ruleth. And giveth it to whomsoever he will. The Most High gives it to whoever sets it up. So we see this Satan casting out Satan, Egyptian against Egyptian. Most High setteth up another and give it to whom he will. Right? It's the Most High. The author, he's the author. And setteth up over it the basis of men. Basis of men. The basis of men, wicked E, men. Job 30 verse 6. Let's show you who the basis of men are. Job 30 verse 6. And it reads, Job 30 verse 5. They were, you know what, let's read it from 1. Job 30 verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, right? The wicked have us in derision. Who do they have in derision? The children, the sons of Israel. This is Job talking. Have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained. This is disdain. So whose fathers would I have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Right? Job had these ease. He disdained these ease, man. They weren't even worthy enough to lie with the dogs of his flock. Verse 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. Verse 3. For want and famine they were solitary, the ease, right? They were solitary. For want and famine, they were hungry. They were the basis. They were under the foot of Jacob, right? Fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat, right? The basis of men. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, right? They were low, man. E was brought low. Verse 6, here's a point. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Base men, children of fools, children of base men. E, the border of wickedness. Jeremiah 49 verse 16. Let's get another precept. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee. Right? Pomp. Going forth and taking, colonizing. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee. So they're deceived. They feel sad, true sad. They feel sad because they've gone forth and colonized. Right? They're deceived. Right? And the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Right? The clefts of the rock. The ease. We saw that in Job 30 verse 6. We're establishing here in Jeremiah 49 verse 16. O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, right? The top of the top, the pinnacle. The earth is given over into the hand of the wicked, right? Holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest makest thy nest as high as the eagle, right? I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh, right? Malachi 1 and 4. The Most High gonna bring you down. It's in the scriptures. And they know they're on the last run. That's why Revelation 12 and 12, the devil shall move having great wrath. Let's get it. Revelation 12 and 12. They know they're on the last run. So they're making moves knowing their time is short. Revelation 12 and 12. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe, destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth, the planet. These days we're in now. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. And of the sea, and of the sea, right? The sea meaning the people. For the devil has come down unto you, the devil, wicked E, right? He's come down, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He knows his time is done, man, right? He knows his time is done, right? Jeremiah 49:16, it says, he knows, it says, thou shouldest make the nest as high as the eagle. I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh. Right? Malachi 1 and 4. So the Most High is going to throw down, man. Bring you low. Second Ezra 6 and 9. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Second Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau, E, Genesis 25 and 25. The first came out red all over, right? For Esau is the end of the world, right? The end of the world. The times we're in now, the end of this. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given over in the hand of the wicked, right? For Esau is the end of the world, the end of this kingdom, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We're in the transition period of a new kingdom, man. One has to go out for another to come in. And the elites, the banking families, wicked E, they know this. Right? Let's close out. Obadiah 1 verse 3. Let's close out with this right here. Obadiah 1 verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, the pride of wicked E's heart. He's deceived. He thinks, you know what I mean? But he thinks it's going to go on forever. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, right? E, in the clefts of the rock. We touch those precepts. Whose habitation is high, right? Top of top. He's a ruler of this kingdom. That saith in his heart, right? Here's his delusion. Here's a delusion right here. Who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? Who bringing me down? Don't they say, doesn't it say in, a matter of fact, let's get another precept, man. Job 21. Let's get it. I don't want to butcher it. Job 21 verse 14. Therefore they say unto the Most High, right? This is what they say. This is what's in E's heart, right? Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, right? Get away from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him, right? There's no spirit. There's no spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. There's no repentance. There's no repentance for E, and there's no spirit in him, man, right? What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him, right? Listen, man, they're just like I said, like the precepts say, right? In Obadiah 1 verse 3, man, right? Who is he that we shall serve him? The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, delusion. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Who's going to bring me down? Delusion, man. You know what? We're going to get one more precept. We're going to get one more precept through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. The deceiver and the deceived and deceiver are his, right? The deceived. No, Salakia. Great delusion. Right, the Most High is the author of this, man. Great delusion. I think it's in Thessalonians. Sometimes these apps. Salakia, I'll find it. Second Thessalonians 2, verse 11. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. Right? The Most High is the author of this, man. Right? But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. Esau's through. Wicked E is through. Right. There's dissension in the ranks. Satan casts out Satan. You know what I mean? But yeah, I pray you're edified. Adawan Rataza. Kwam Yasharala. Wa Abad Baba.